Hello everyone. The first thing I want to talk about for this transparency portrait assignment is your background. That's going to be the first step. So your background is going to be the color that goes behind. You're going to be using an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and you're going to decide whether you want to use watercolor, whether you want to collage or use colored pencil or use black and white marker. So I want to show you a couple different options. So obviously here's a finished version. So let's talk about some options that you have. So using 8.5 by 11 inch paper, here I just took a permanent marker and I started writing names from the Black Lives Matter movement. Within that same theme, I've created just different ways of creating the Black Lives Matter logo or the initials for it, and I'm trying to work with different types of texts or fonts and trying to change the thickness of the lettering to give it more interest, and maybe a couple of little images here and there. This particular one, as I mentioned before, this one's watercolor for the background, and I used warm colors. Here's another one that I used with warm colors. Here is one that I did with a collage. So you can do this with any type of material. I used music notes that I have here, just from a stack of music notes that the music teacher wasn't using anymore. And I used the Mod Podge. There are two different types. There's a gloss, so you can see that this one, I used the gloss. This one, I don't know if you can see this, but it has a bit of a sheen to it. You can see the light reflecting, whereas this one is a matte. I will make a video showing you how to use the Mod Podge so that you know how to use this. You could do this with magazines images as well, cutting and pasting, and you could do a combination of maybe magazine. Your background is really up to you. You get to decide what it looks like. One thing I do want to make note of is that when you have your portrait, when you decide on your background, you should probably think about sooner rather than later whether you want to paint in your skin tone or whether your skin tone is going to be see-through to the background. And I would say that if you're not planning on painting your skin, then I would suggest keeping a very simple, kind of a washed coloring on the back, whether it's warm colors, cool colors, single color, monochromatic, contrasting, however you want to do that. Keep it very simple for the background. If you make it complex, then what's going to happen is your image is not going to show up as much. If you decide to paint in your skin tone with a paint, then you can do whatever you want on the background and it will work. But if you're not planning on doing the skin tone, I would keep the background very simple and very not kind of too crazy like what you're seeing over here. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask and have fun.